Things I'll be talking about in today's video is exactly what made me leave Russia. And by the way guys, if you haven't seen my previous video titled I was targeted, please go ahead and watch it because it is all connected and you will see why. What's up investors, it's the Russian dude. Alright, so yeah, it is the year of 2014 to 15 and I almost got expelled from my university back in Russia, ironically for not knowing English good enough. But you already know the real reason. And so this situation made me and my family seriously question my future of continuing whether to live in Russia or not. It will always remain my home country, but the events of 2014, the annexation Crimea, and obviously 2022, the invasion into Ukraine, made it impossible, at least at this moment, for me to return. Russia once again will always be my home country, because as some of you might already know, home for me is not just the land, or definitely not its leadership, but it's rather friends, relatives and family. And that is why, as I see it, one of my main goals of this channel, besides updating you guys on daily news reporting about Russian-Ukrainian war, is to also protect whatever reputation is left of Russia. And by the way, speaking about these daily news reports, don't worry, they are coming very soon. So just stay tuned, subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss them. And now let's continue. So yes, if I stayed in my home country and I continue to make videos that I'm making right now, I would most certainly have some kind of problems, to say the least. That is why I decided to leave my home country and help it from abroad, because let's be honest, in the worst case scenario, if they do get me, there's pretty much a little to none I will be able to do. I might not be the bravest person like, for example, Navalny, but I still wanted to help and protect my country, at least from abroad, and that is why the decision to leave was unfortunately made. And while in the process of me trying to be reinstated back into my Russian university, several alternatives came into picture, such as, for example, is to continue my education in the United Kingdom, or even go way further, such as, for example, to America. And after carefully weighing all the pros and cons, me and my family we decided to go to study in the United States. Luckily, I was able to finish my bachelor's back in Russia, and that is why I did not have to move right away. But after several months later, after graduation, the question what's next still appeared in front of me. And without having even the slightest idea 6 months ago at that time that the very same year I will end up in another country as far as in America, continuing my education, we were already buying our one-way tickets to Florida. How life can change, right? Seemingly bad situations can actually end up life-saving in the future, and you will never know it until you actually face them. And so here I was, studying to get my MBA in the Sunshine State. I was still visiting Russia at that time at least once or even twice per year, and later I even met my future wife there. And after we realized just how difficult it is to stay in America, legally obviously, and obviously she didn't want to go to Russia and I didn't want to go to her home country, we started looking for another third country where both of us can stay still together. And fast forward several years later, pandemic happened, then the war in Ukraine, so the last time I visited Russia was more than 5 years ago. And as for now, there's still no clear answer whether I will be able to do it in the near future or not. For all I know, could be decades. I mean, imagine seeing your friends you spend the majority of your lives with in their early 20s, and then the very next time you see them, all of them will be already in their middle 40s. And I'm not even talking about that age here or time here is the main problem. Mostly it is the relations and connections. After that much time separate, people just become different. You might see your friends, you might say hi, but this might be totally different people with families and their totally different lives. So, guys, can I ask you something? If there are some friends or relatives who you haven't seen in a long time or didn't catch up and who live relatively close to you, just please spend some time together, do something on the weekend, catch up, just talk over the phone or text messages, say how you're doing, how's going, what's up. because you simply never know. All this caused and still causes me pain, but once again, I never turn back on my home country. It is extremely unfortunate what is happening right now with Russia, and just once again, I want to help it from wherever I can, however I want, however it is possible. And this is basically how the Russian Dude came into picture. Originally, it started as the personal finance channel, and by the way, for those of you who still do not know, that is why I say what's up, investors. But later on, whenever Russia invaded Ukraine, I just obviously could not stand aside. I will keep making this daily news for as long as needed and try defending whatever is left honor of Russia through condemning the actions of our leadership and the military, and also sometimes making silly jokes, commonly known as the ridiculous Russian propaganda. And unfortunately, for as long as nothing changes, there is almost no way for me to go back. That is why I want to be a part of this change, no matter how long it takes, because in the end it will be all worth it. I dream of this day when I can finally see some of my relatives once again, go for a walk with my friends on the Red Square with somebody else sitting inside Kremlin, and I just hope that one day this dream becomes a reality, and you guys are the ones who help this dream to just be a little bit closer, simply by watching these videos and spreading the news. So, thank you so much.